friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 95. Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to 2023. Wow. A new year. New projects, new skills. Oh my goodness. So let's get some admin stuff out of the way because I have a lot to talk about. First of all, it is my podiversary. This is my 4th year. Whoa, that's crazy. So I kind of have a hard time deciding what is my anniversary of this podcast because I started doing Vlogmas. So is Vlogmas my podiversary, or when I actually sat down and did a podcast for the first time in January of 2018? Is that my podiversary? I don't know. Anyway. No, not 2018, 2019. 2018 is when I started the Vlogmas. 2019 is when I started podcast. Okay. But also, I forgot to mention this in my last video, which was the last video of Vlogmas, Christmas Day. My crochet-versary is the day after Christmas. That's when I started crocheting again. Because I learned at a ladies' retreat and then made a scarf, put it down, and then Christmas Day, I was at my grandparents' house and my cousin sat in the corner and knitted the whole day. She interacted some, but most of the time she was just off in her own little world. I totally get it. And I was just like, you know what? I know how to crochet. So next morning I woke up, went to the craft store, got some yarn and a hook, and then got on YouTube and retaught myself how to crochet. So it's been 13 years since I relearned, haven't put it down. Added some new crafts to the whole thing. So it's a big anniversary month for me in my crafty life. I love to, for those of you who are new, I love to crochet. I love to knit. Still learning more skills in knit. And then I also like to sew. I don't get enough of that as I should. I need to practice more on that, which I will be doing this weekend. Since it's a holiday weekend, I have Monday off. I'm going to be sewing. Very excited. But with that, one last admin thing that I wanted to talk about before we talk about all this yarn that I've got here. My podcasting schedule. Now I want to try to do it every 2 weeks. That is my plan. But I also decided that this year I don't want anything to interrupt like my Sunday afternoons. Sunday afternoon for me is like one time that I'm guaranteed like I will get rest. We lead very busy lives. My husband, has 2 jobs. I technically have 2 jobs, although I don't get paid for the one because I am the pastor's wife. But anyway, we have very busy lives, so I was like, you know what? I really need to protect that Sunday afternoon for myself. So, that being said, I'm going to try to record on Saturdays as much as I can. And Saturday, 2 weeks from now, I'm hoping to be in Michigan and see my family. But so it may be 3 weeks before I get to record again. So just wanted you to be aware that this year I'm going to try to protect more of my time. As much as I love talking to you and hearing your comments and showing you my yarny stuff, I also need to protect my time as well. So that's the plan. That's the goal for this year. So now, let's get on to the yarny goodness. So finished objects. I have 4. That's what happens when I don't talk to you for a while. I get lots of stuff done. Well, and I had the holidays where I could just sit and knit and crochet all day long. Wonderful. Loved it. Okay, so first finished object. Living in my Christmas flamingo bag. I love this bag. I got this bag from Claudia from Crochet Luna. Thank you so much, Claudia. I love this bag. In this bag was living my Retro Whirl Cowl by Christine Parker of Christine Parker Co. I'll put all her links down below. She also has a YouTube channel. It is the Yarn Hellions with Sarah, which I'll mention Sarah later. But the yarn that I use for this is Queenie Crochet, and this is a knit. This is a knit project. It's Queenie Crochet. It's her sock, so it's 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, in the colorway Bird of Paradise. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. I love this color. And there's not enough left over for the yarn advent swap that I do with my friends. Because I usually say, like, we'll do 20 grams. This is 14. Oh well. And I even ended it early. Like, I was supposed to stop, or I was supposed to keep going, and I was like, you know what? It's big enough. So, are you ready to see it? Because I'm ready to show it. So here we go. Ta-da! So last time you saw, I was here. And so then I just did all this with the ribbing. And there you go. So you can see a slight increase in the cowl. You can definitely see it in the way that it started pooling towards the bottom, which I'm not a fan of that. But it's okay. It's at the bottom. And when you wear it, it's all scrunched up anyway, so yeah. Ooh, that goes good with my sweatshirt. Oh gosh, I love this. Well, the Retro Whirl is supposed to be worn with the pearl side showing, but I don't want it to be that way. I want it to be this way, so that's what I'm gonna do. This was a cruise project, so I actually took this with me on my cruise with my mom in November, and I sat on the beach and I did 2 rows. But I don't care, like, oh. And this was what I was working on when I got to meet Hannah and Kalisha from Quirky Monday Craft Cast and the Cozy Cottage Crochet. Like, this is what I was working on. Like, so this item holds so many memories that are so fun, and it's so bright and cheerful. And like right now we have sun, but earlier today it was cloudy, and yesterday we were getting snow, and I need bright and cheerful things in my life right now. So the doldrums of January have hit me, and it's only the 14th. Oh, and you can tell I was on a Disney cruise when I was working on this, because There's like Mickey head glitter in there in the bottom of my bag, and it will stay there. So next time I pull this out, I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that. Finished object number 2 is one I have been working on since May 20th, 2021. I worked on this for a total of 589 days. Granted, most of that was in, I should say granted, not granted, granted, it was in timeout for a while just because I was working on other things and I forgot about it. So it is living in a fun memory bag for me that I made myself. And I have Thumper and then Crochet Joy because it's crochet and it brought me a lot of joy. The pattern, which I didn't even pull out the last month or so I was working on it because it's such an easy pattern. It is the Moss Stitch Shawl by Repeat Crafter Me. It's made for a Caron Big Cake, but I used fingering weight yarn that was scraps. I used all my fingering weight scraps that I had at the time. So here you go. Oh my gosh, look at this. So I just love how the stitch looks with the, with the scrappy aspect of it. Yeah, this thing is huge. It's huge. Huge. So the last time I showed you during Vlogmas, I was here. So I did all that. I was bound and determined to finish this before 2022 was over. Sorry. So yeah, I got this done on December 30th. It is gorgeous and I love it. And I think I'm going to take this to work and just leave it on my chair because sometimes you just need a little extra warmth on your shoulders and that helps. I keep a scrappy blanket there as well because sometimes that old building just doesn't want to keep up with the cold. So but the other day I was cold, but I just put my blanket around my neck and that helped a lot. So maybe if I have this and the scrappy blanket on my lap, that'll keep me nice and toasty. So I'm so glad this one is done. That's for sure. Yeah, that was a huge load off my mind. Just have that off my whip pile. My MIP pile, I should say, because I don't call them works in progress. Okay. Finished object number 3 is one that you have not seen at all. It took me 3, maybe 4 hours to do. Yeah. So this is my last finished object of 2022. It was my New Year's Eve cast on. It's crocheted. But I cast it on, I started it on New Year's Eve, finished it. There you go. I do have a story with that though. So I had started it with this yarn. It's Lion Brand Wool Ease Thick and Quick. And I'm so used to using fingering weight that thicker yarns just hurt my hands. And I just wasn't liking how this was looking. So we were on our way to see Ryan's family and I was like, hey, plus I think this is thicker than the other color that I had that I specifically wanted to use for this project. So like, let's stop at Walmart and let's see what I can find at Walmart. So we're at Walmart in Dixon, Illinois, and I'm shopping for yarn on New Year's Eve. Okay. let me show you what I did. So here is the crochet bag that I used for the project bag I used for it. One that I made, it is a retro granny square. It's 5 squares all together, lined on the inside. I put on my, it's a Chicago Yarn Dog pin. So you have yarn and then like stitch markers and stuff. And it's supposed to look like a Chicago hot dog because they put all kinds of crazy stuff on their hot dog. Chicago ones are weird. Anyway, so the pattern that I did was designed by, is it Yaks? Or Rue? I think this is a Yaks pattern. This is from my local yarn shop. My friends that own Llama Llama Ding Dong. They also are the ones that came up with this one as well, with the pin. This is the grape cowl. There you go. So this was a pattern that they did specifically for the Chicago Yarn Crawl. Sorry if you focus on me. Thank you. They did it for, when was the year that this came out? Was it 2019? I want to say it was like right before the pandemic. Anyway, the yarns that I used. So the yarn that I got from Walmart is Lion Brand Hometown. And this lovely color. I was like, oof. I love this color. It's so pretty. And then the colorway is called Key Largo Tweed. So it is a tweed yarn. So you have these little nips, nibs, whatever, tweed spots in it. And then the yarn that I specifically wanted to use for this project is Laughing Cat Fibers and her Speckles and Tails bulky weight blend of merino and nylon. And it is a, I'm not sure what the colorway name is. I think it may be one of a kind, but here is what it looks like, what's left. It's got this little nugget here. But this yarn is actually blacklight reactive, which I think is so cool. Okay, so of course I modified the pattern just because the yarn was so thick and it was making my hands hurt. So you're supposed to do front post crochet on some of it. I did not. I just did flat crochet and then did the shells. So here we go. This is my grape cowl. And of course I'm showing you the seam. Sorry. Let's see. So I have this little blue light. I don't know if it'll even work. Oh yeah, you can kind of see with the sunlight. Look at how it's reacting. Oh, that's so cool. So I may just have to like figure out how to attach this somehow, so I can always be like, look at my cowl. Like it reacts. I don't know. But yeah, I love this cowl. It's big and bulky. It's very nice. Be great. Although this week we're supposed to warm up. It would have been great for today because it's like 25 degrees outside. But yeah. I really like these colors. Are not my colors that I usually go for, but it is pretty. It is so pretty. So that was my last finished object, 2022. Now, we will go to my first finished object of 2023. And I am so excited for this one too. These are good finished objects. So, it is living in my purple gray feather bag because it's so, like, purple and gray, those are my colors. Those are my favorite colors together. The pin I have on it should give away what I have in here. You pierce my soul, I am half agony, half hope. That is Captain Wentworth's. That was in Captain Wentworth's letter to Anne in the book Persuasion. This is my Persuasion shawl. It's done. So excited. So, like I said, it's my Persuasion shawl. This is written by me. And I even have photos of me wearing it. You can see me with my brown hair. You've forgotten what that looked like. The yarns that I used were, I had Universal Yarn in Adore, which is 75 superwash merino, 45% acrylic, in the colorway Denim. I really like that color. It's a nice blue. And then I used RMR yarn. This is from my local yarn shop, Llama Llama Ding Dong. This is a one-of-a-kind colorway. They were discontinuing this base, which is their Super Fino Angora, which is 60% superfine merino, superwash fine merino, 10% Angora, and 30% nylon. And this is the color, like, it's pretty pink and lavender tonal. It's so pretty. So yeah, that's RMR, that's the yarns. Ooh, okay. Here is my finished shawl. So excited about this. Can't tell you how. So I made the shawl once. Didn't fit right. Rewrote the pattern, redid it. It fit fine, it just didn't lay right how I wanted to. So I rewrote it, redid it, all of that. Got it fixed. Loved that shawl. Then the lace felted on that shawl. I was gonna bring it and show it to you, but maybe another day. Anyway, so I was like, you know what? This is my shawl pattern. I should have one that looks, that drapes right, that is not felted. You can see the lace. Of course. You can't. Yeah, so this is how it's supposed to lay. There you go. It's just, so happy with this. So, okay. So last time you saw, I was here. And then I realized something went wrong on this side, like counting, so I had to frog all the way down to here. And then I did all of this side and the border. And like, look at that border. Oh gosh. It's so pretty. And I love the tonal aspect of this yarn. So the pink actually held double. So it's the same weight as the other yarn. So I'm very happy with this. Can you tell? Can you tell? And those are all my finished objects. Nearly 20 minutes later. Whoa. Okay, make some progress. I have 4. Oh my gosh. Who am I? I usually don't have this many. So, let's get started with the ones that you know. Do you know them? I think so. You definitely know the cruise countdown side. Let me get my Disney Cruise Line bag because I'm going on another cruise, yes. In 43 days. Anyway, so these socks I'm using scrap yarns. And I will just add another stripe once a week or two, depending on how big the scrap is. Because I ended up with, like, this is what's left of 3 rows. So I definitely couldn't get 10 rows out of this scrap. Or this scrap, per se. Anyway. So I do 10 rows per stripe. And then, yeah. And then by the time, last week, I will cast them off and I will have a pair of socks and then I will be going on the cruise. So it's kind of like an advent calendar thing that counts down to Christmas. But anyway, you get my point. Anyway, so here are my socks. Yes, here they are. So last time I had just finished these 2 stripes here. Yes, they are very mix-matched stripes of socks. And I've also done the heels. There's the heels. Ta-da. So yeah. Very excited about that. I did want to, since I have you here, I have 2 more colors that are free. And then I'll start repeating colors, like I'll switch them up to the other sock. That's the plan. So, since I have you here, so the next color for sock number 1 is this one. This is April Showers. I hope I can get 10 rows out of that. So that's sock number 1. And then that means sock number 2 is this one, which is shades of red. I made cruise socks with these. So that will be, I will just go ahead and tuck these in to the right sock here. And this sock here. There we go. So Monday, when I go to Love Knots, I will do another stripe on those. My other scrappy project that I'm working, actually it's not a scrappy project, it's my Advent yarn project. So, is living in my Chicago yarn curl bag that I got in 2021, right? Yeah. I swear, after 2020, my sense of time is just gone. You know? I think we all feel that way. So, in here are all my yarn advents. I have that Jill and Jennifer and I exchanged scrappy yarn for a yarn advent. I've balled them all up in order. I'm keeping them in order. The pattern that I am using is by my lovely friend Kalisha. It is the Just Feel Cozy wrap. And there she is. Isn't she beautiful? I love her. Except I'm not doing a wrap, I'm making it a blanket. And I'm trying to think, did I even show you guys this at all? I can't even remember if I showed it in Vlogmas or not. Either way, here's my blanket so far. It hasn't gotten quite a lot of love yet. So, yeah. So I started with this white. So I'm going to do like a white stripe. Start it, and then I will have it in between the 2 years. Because this is 21 and 22 yarn advents. And so, yeah. Here we are so far. trying to think. I don't think I've shown this to you at all. So yeah, it is a granny stitch chevron pattern, and it is very potato chippy. Like, oh, I can do one more row, one more row, one more row, one more row. So I'm not sure why I put this stitch marker on. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. Maybe I did show you, and that's where I was last time you saw it. So yeah, it has, this bag is holding 2 yarn advents in here. We will put that over there. Oh, put the pattern over there so we don't forget. Second, making progress. You have not seen at all. I know for a fact you haven't seen this one. It is living in my lobster bag. There's a reason why it's in a lobster bag. Because the pattern is called, look at the page. The pattern is called Alaska. I am doing the Alaska hat. So this is me learning something new, a new technique. I have never done color work in knitting before. I'm very nervous about it. It'll be fine. I know it will be. It's just yarn. It's just yarn. So for the brim, I'm using this black loops and thread wool-like color. I'm holding it double to give it a little more weight. This is a fingering weight pattern, but I'm using a sport weight yarn. So I needed, wool-like is a very, very thin fingering weight. It's a very light fingering. So holding it double will help. The other color is from 3 Irish Girls. It is on their Adorn Sport, which is 80% merino, 20% nylon, in the colorway Margaritaville. So this hat, when you have the trees here, which will be in the black, and then in between, everybody uses like a striping yarn or a fading yarn or a tonal yarn. Not many people have used a variegated yarn, so I mean, and the 3,000 projects that are on Ravelry. So we shall see how this works out. But it's supposed to look like the Aurora Borealis through the trees, and I'm very excited. Very excited about this hat. But I am nervous because I am making it to the specifications, or I have the same stitch count. And I'm worried it's not going to fit my big old head, so we shall see. But here's where I am. All these ends hanging out. Oh, yeah. So this is the brim. I did a 3x3 brim. And I have done the setup rows, added little stitch markers. So my next row is the beginning of the color work. So we shall see how that goes. I'm a little nervous, but I mean, this is pretty stretchy, so the only thing that would make it not really fit very well for me is the floats in between the colors. So I have to figure out a way to make sure, like, give myself lots of room so it'll be stretchy and will fit my big old head, like I said. So yeah, this one has been in my queue for a while. This yarn I bought 2021. I didn't buy it. My friend Rose bought it for me when we were shopping together. But yeah, from Rose Likes Crochet. So yeah, this has been in my stash for a while. And so because it's Alaska, hence the lobsters. And then the last making progress. This one I'm hoping to get done pretty quickly because it's a gift, a Christmas gift. So I went to go see my parents, and I basically just wrapped the yarn as it is in the skein. Here you go, Dad. So my dad asked for a recliner cover to go over the back of his recliner. Blanket kind of thing. I don't even know what to call this. But then he wanted a pocket, a special pocket in it where he could put, he has these little speakers. He could put the speakers through, and then the speakers would be right here. Okay, no problem. Found the yarn, got a pattern. What dimensions do I make this? And I messaged. So when I went up to see them last week, I was like, here, Dad, here's the yarn. It's ready to go. I just need to know how big you want it and how big the speakers are. So I got all the measurements and started on it. So I had an extra Disney bag. The yarn that I am using is Lion Brand Hue plus Me. I guess it's supposed to be Hue and Me. This is a 2 of Wands base. She's a a pattern designer. She does lots of amigurumi, I think. Am I confusing her or somebody else? There are a lot of people I follow on Instagram, but yeah, she's one of them, and I like a lot of her stuff. So this is a number 5 bulky. It is 80% acrylic, 20% wool, and the colorway is Juniper. Now it's looking a lot more green on the screen than it really is. Like in real life, it's more gray. So, but they have green and gray and turquoise throughout their house. So my parents moved, if you didn't know, they moved to a new house, and so it's like housewarming, Christmas, here you go. So I basically just picked up a easy blanket stitch pattern. I knew I wanted to do that stitch because I knew it would be quick and easy, and this thick yarn will definitely make it easy. Of course, it's hurting my hands. So hopefully I can get through this quite fast, but oh, here's where I am so far. And it, of course, because of the chain foundation, it's curling weird. But once I put a border on it and sew the one end up, you won't know. So yeah, that's it. Pretty easy. It's hard to fit in the screen. So I'll be excited to get that done, because that's one that's like weighing on the back of my mind, like, oh, you need to get that done, you need to get that done. So those are all my makes in progress. 15 minutes later. And so now we come to my future plans, my to-be. What am I gonna do when I finish all this stuff? So I went through my queue. I went through my stash. I went through lists of patterns that I like, and I made a queue on Ravelry. I have it ready to go. For some reason, I was like, I need to get this organized. Am I gonna follow this to the T? Probably not. I know I won't, but anyway. So I made a note when I finished my persuasion shawl. I was gonna start this new shawl, but now I have to finish that blanket. So as soon as that blanket's done, then I will start this. But doesn't mean I can't ball up the yarn and get it ready. So my next shawl project. Be looking at my Mary Poppins bag. If you know me, you know how much I love Mary Poppins. Love her. Love her. We have a pin that says I heart Mary Poppins. And I actually got 2 new pins. I haven't put them on there yet. But they're Mickey and Minnie. Dressed as Bert and Mary. Love it. So, okay. There's some stories that go on behind what this project. So, I was at Llama Llama Ding Dong looking at RMR Yarns because that's their yarn, and they posted this on Instagram. It was a yarn that they dyed in memory of their mother. So this yarn is their Super Fino fingering. So it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. In the colorway Gotitas de... I don't even know how to say this word. My French language background is messing with me. Rocio, I'm guessing. It means morning dew. And so there's purple speckles, there are blue speckles, there are pink speckles for all the sisters. And this white base, like, this is gorgeous. So their mother passed away several years ago. And so they did this in honor of their mother. And I love this so much. And then that was during the Chicago Yarn Crawl. So I went to Llama Llama, then I went up to Miss Pearl. And I found this gorgeous colorway. Yeah, like, I love this colorway. So this is in collaboration with Distortion Fibers. So this is specific to Miss Pearl. Like, you only find this at Miss Pearl's shop. And the colorway is called Bruce, which is the name of my grandmother who has passed away. And I love, like, I miss her a lot. And then I was talking with Kamika, who is Miss Pearl, and she's like, my grandma's name was Ruth, that's why I picked that. So I was like, well, this is definitely coming home with me then. So I figured these two need to be in a shawl together because, one, they really go really well. I like the contrast of these two. And plus, they both are like sentimental value, like the colorway names are sentimental. And I was like, this is awesome. So I need to find something really special for this project. Enter the Doris Shawl by Kat Golden. This is from the Shawl Project. Which book was it? Was it like big book 2, I think? So anyway, the little blurb about the shawl is, my grandmother, Doris, was 5 feet tall. And I was like, so she named a shawl after her grandmother. I have a yarn colorway after my grandmother. There's colorway after Jackson Rue's mother. Like, this, it'll be amazing. So this is what the shawl looks like. One that will definitely show off the beauty of these colors. Like, oh my gosh. I was always thinking I would do, it's like where it's red, I would do the purple, and the gray would be where I'd do the white. And now I'm thinking maybe I'll flip it. Have it be the white with the purple. We'll see. We shall see. So this one is ready to go. I just need to ball up the yarn and we're good to go. And I did want to say, I definitely didn't start off 2023 on a yarn ban. I did not, because now usually I try to not buy yarn. Like, I save that for the Chicago Yarn Crawl, and that's when I'll stock up my stash, and yeah, no. So I mentioned before about Sarah, who is one of the Yarn Hellions. Her co-host Christine, I did her pattern. Sarah used to dye yarn, and I say that with a heavy heart because she has closed her shop. Like, I went to her website yesterday or earlier this week and it's gone. There's no more Superfine Yarn Co. That's just, oh, that's so sad. But I managed to snag some yarn before it closed, so. And I was like, I kept debating on what I wanted to get. And I kept looking at it, like all the different bases that she had. So my Six Queens shawl is made on her Euclid Sparkle base. It's like it has stellina in it. It's sparkly and her colors are just gorgeous. And so then I was like, let me try a different base. So we'll get something different. And so I bought her Entice sock base. So it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and the colorway Earth Angel. I bought that because angels are my favorite thing at Christmas. Like, I collect angels, so I was like, yeah, I need this. And I just love the colors. Like, it's showing up more purple. It's really blue right here. So it's blue and green and white. So it's supposed to look like the earth, I'm guessing. I don't know the story behind the colorway or why she picked that name, but so I bought 2 skeins. I was like, I'll make something big with this. And then it hit me the other day. I had seen a documentary on Beatrix Potter, and she's a lady that really, really inspires me. Like Peter Rabbit, Mrs. Tiggy Winkle, Jemima Duck. Like, those are stories that I grew up on. And if you ever get a chance to learn more about Beatrix Potter, do it, because she's awesome. So then I'm like, maybe I'll use this to do a design. Because when I think of doing, because I've thought about doing a design for Beatrix Potter before anyway. And whenever I think about it, I always think of it being blue and green. I don't know why. Those colors always come to my head when I think of Beatrix Potter. So, maybe. We shall see. I'm not quite sure yet. And then, I don't even know what led me to go. So I follow Hobby Yarn on Instagram. Maybe I must have seen it when I was scrolling through, but I noticed that they had a sale. So I ordered some yarn from Hobby. So it's Hobbii. Hobbii, Hobby, which is in Denmark. So this yarn came all the way from Denmark. First of all, they had, was it just after Christmas? I think it was. So it's just after Christmas. They had all their Christmas sock yarn on sale. So I was like, I need to buy some Christmas yarn because I need some more. I don't. Anyway, but yeah, this is Sparkle Christmas yarn. So yeah, it's their Christmas sock wool glitter. And on the ball band, it just says it's color number 4. But the colorway name is called Dancer. And I'm so excited about these. I think these will be gorgeous. So like you have different shades of red, different shades of green and cream, and then the sparkle like that. They're gonna be great. Very excited about that. And then they also had a sale on their Silly sock yarn. Oh hey, the end is right here. Nice. I won't have yarn barf. So here I got Silly socks. This is 75% wool, 25% nylon. It does feel a bit scratchy, which some of those tougher wools, when I make socks out of them, they do irritate my feet, which is weird. Like, it's feet. Do I let that stop me? No, I don't. But this was one of the color, like the other colorways, I was like, all of them, I was like, I don't know. But this one, I was like, I like this one. I need some different colors. So we got greens, oranges, pinks, purples, yellows. And the colorway is number 6, which is Gracious Voltage. I liked it. And then I was like, oh, I have all these socks that I'm doing. I need to get some more like plain colors for contrast heel toes and cuffs. I don't, but I thought I did. So when I was in Michigan, I went to Darren Hoos, the yarn shop there in Holland, Michigan. And I just got some Cascade Heritage sock. I was looking for like 50 grams or 20 gram like minis to use as contrast heel toes and cuffs. But those were all like pretty expensive, like $12 for 20 grams. I was like, no, because it's Madeline Tosh, so of course. Cascade is a little cheaper. And so I ended up getting 100 grams. And then I got home and I was looking through my stash, and I have lots of lavender. I have plenty left over. Why did I get lavender? So maybe in 2 weeks when I go up there, I can exchange it for a different color. But I definitely needed this blue, which is, what is that name? The colorway here says 5713 Placid Blue is the name of the color. And I thought that was really pretty. And I'll go with a pair of socks that I'm going to make. And then I was thinking, oh, I'll put this with another skein, and then I was like, that's not going to go. That doesn't look great. So, anyway. So I got some Cascade Heritage sock, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And this is lavender, obviously. But then at the checkout, you've already seen some of these, but I got these stitch markers. They're called Itty Bitty Silver Kitties. A baker's dozen of tiny rings of stitch marker cuteness. There's cute little kitties on it. But they are knitting stitch markers that have little ears on them. And I'm using them on my Alaska hat. So you've seen them in use. So anyway, I thought they were super duper cute. So I bought those too. One more thing I wanted to show. I actually just got this in the mail today. So this morning I went and got my hair cut and colored. And now it's sticking out straight. Came home and checked the mail. And this is it. So, here she is. So it's from Nerdpreneur, which is really hard to say, Creations. I follow her on Instagram. And so she makes a lot of different crochet and knitting notions. And she has these vegan leather tags that you can put on projects. So I noticed a lot of people have been doing that lately. I've been putting these like leather tags on their cowls or on their hats or anything, something like that. And I thought, well, that would be cool. Like, I thought, oh, I could just order like a couple and get like cruise project on it. So then I would always remember which cruise I worked on which project. Anyway, well, you can only order 10 at a time. And I was like, well, I can't just order 10 cruise project ones. So I ordered 10. I got the dark gray ones. Oh, hold on. I almost had it out. So I had her just put my logo on there. So you can kind of see it a bit. Maybe. Are you gonna focus? No, you're not going to focus on it. You almost had it. Anyway, so I had my brother, who's my logo designer, like, can you just make it like black and white, like a line drawing, so it'd be easier for her to stamp on there. So my plan is to put these on my cruise projects, so they will go like this. I got the Chicago screws for this, so I'm very excited about that. And then I can write on here, on the, like, with a permanent marker or whatever, and I can just put like 2022 Wish cruise. Like, I was on the Disney Wish when I was making this. So, although most of my cruise projects are socks, so they won't really work. But I will tell you, maybe next time, I'll show you the projects I plan to take with me on my next cruise. Because I'm very excited about those. Almost as much as I'm excited about the cruise. But anyway. I'm rambling now, so like I said, I probably won't see you for another 3 weeks because I plan on being gone. That my next available or my next scheduled recording Saturday, I won't be here. So I'll see you when I see you, and I hope you take care. I hope you have fun with your crafting, and I will see you later. God bless. Bye.